In the following video, a caring mother of 2 was watching The Little Mermaid whilst waiting for her husband to come home with the children. They had all gone to McDonald's to bring home dinner, and she was eagerly awaiting her food as she was very hungry. However, just 7 minutes after the trio left the house, one of the worst sequences of events in the woman's life happened. She claimed afterwards that things got so spooky that she developed a new fear of being home alone, and after giving the clip a watch, you'll most certainly agree. As Ariel, the mermaid in the movie, started to sing while her voice was being stolen, items around the house started moving. The irony of this being paired with the evil movie scene made things much creepier for the mother, and she desperately tried to shut the television off, which for some reason didn't work at all. This carried on for 10 more minutes, until her family came back through the door and everything stopped. She showed them the video, and none of them could comprehend what happened that evening. In this spine-tingling video, captioned with things that happen at night in the office, a male employee was roaming around his workplace. It was very late, and he had only just finished catching up with what he missed out on during his holiday, so he was given the duty to lock up after himself. He was walking around making sure to close every door so that his boss didn't get angry the next morning when he caught something unexplainable. At first, his clients didn't believe what he saw, but fortunately, he captured video evidence and none of them knew what to do about it. Take a look.
¿Quién es? A la madre.
Weirdly, the chair spun around by itself, and this called for the man to do a quick search of the area. For all he knew, someone else could have ran from under the desk, and there was a break, in which was the last thing he wanted. As odd as this may have been though, he found nothing. And neither did the cameras the next day. Similar to the last clip we looked at, this one involved a sole employee working late at night by themselves. In this specific recording, it was a factory worker who wasn't quite finished and was finalizing some box positionings to make it easy for the collectors in the morning. Despite making life easy for someone else though, something decided it was going to make his life hard, and nobody knows what to this day. Confused? Take a look and figure it out firsthand.
Lo único que tengo como apoyo pues es mi propia cámara para grabar, que No hay nada que me pueda ayudar a demostrar que aquí hay algo, porque realmente sí lo hay. Sí lo hay. No quiero especular, pero es que cada vez esos golpes, esos sonidos. ¡Ay, cabrón! ¡Ay, no mames, no mames! ¡Ay, cabrón! ¡Ay, güey! Uf. Tranquilo, tranquilo, todo está bien. Todo está bien, todo está en orden. No hay nada. No hay nada, no hay nada.
For some strange reason, one of the items used to transport boxes started spinning around in circles, and once the man realized what was happening, he was utterly terrified. He immediately ran around the factory to see if there could be any logical cause for it, but in the back of his mind, he knew it was a ghost. He was highly religious and believed in that kind of stuff, so it did make sense for him to succumb to it much quicker. It is safe to say that he prayed extra hard that night. Graveyards are considered to be the most haunted places on the planet, and it is very understandable why this is the case. They are places riddled with dead people, and always carry an eerie feeling around them, paranormal or not. In the video you are about to see, a man called Darwin was dared by his friend group in a game of truth or dare to enter a graveyard at 3 a.m. and determined to not get embarrassed in front of his crush. He decided to follow through. He wouldn't have made such a decision if he knew what was going to happen next, though.
Video completo en página Espectros
¿Qué luz
Paranormales.
quieres? Quiero que te muevas. Tiene algo escondido. Uy. Ahí tiene algo escondido. En esa parte de ahí. En esa parte de ahí tiene algo escondido, amigos. Yo ahorita lo chequé. Dime qué luz quieres. Solamente quiero saberlo. ¿Por qué quieres luz? ¿Qué es lo que te pasó? Dime qué es lo que te pasó. Ay, Dios, ay, Dios, ay, Dios, ay, Dios, ay, Dios, no manches, no manches, no manches. Lo vieron. No mames, pon Dios, apágate. La madre, amigo, no manches, se acaba de mover eso enfrente. No mames, amigo, lo vieron.
Strangely, the stone piece turned 90 degrees to face Darwin, and for a brief moment he sat there completely stunned. It didn't take long for him to snap out of this confusion, though, and enter flight mode, terrified of a possible follow-up to such a bizarre event. He and his friends vowed to never venture near the graveyard again, and the ironic thing is that he went on to lose that game of truth or dare around later when he got dared to kiss someone in the group who wasn't the one he liked. Life is all fun and games until reality slaps you hard in the face, and this is what happened to Luis, a Mexican male who was having the time of his life. He had been out clubbing with tons of people and had a lot of fun with the women present. He had gotten ahead of himself despite having a girlfriend at home, and his friends further encouraged him to have some fun, explaining how she wouldn't find out. He pulled up at home in his car, and what happened next was crazy, but it's going to take some explaining to link it to him cheating, so hear me out.
Ya por fin en casita. ¿Qué haces ahí? Ay, a la mierda. Madre, güey. ¿Qué, en serio? ¿Así es la cosa? Salgan. A ver, revisen si hay alguien por ahí.
Once he arrived home, an item in the garage moved by itself towards the car, almost as if it was trying to damage it. Louis stood there confused and not knowing what to do for a few seconds, until he opened a door and let his dogs into the room. They trotted in like nothing happened and greeted their father, but little did he know that their mother wasn't with them anymore. He went into the living room and called for his girlfriend, but received no response. All he found was a letter from the ambulance team to call a number. He did. Was the spirit taking action here his girlfriend, or was it a shock coincidence? Let me know what you think in the comments. On September the 20th of 2023, Olivia, a worker at her local cafe, was the only member of staff on site. This was because they had reached their low time where the expected customer rates were at 3 per hour. This was a very easy group of customers to tackle for a singular employee. At least it was on the surface, but the customers didn't turn out to be the problem.
Guys, I'm working by my fucking self, and I hear noise in the back. What the f, bro?
Out of nowhere, Olivia heard a banging noise from the storage room, and instead of going to face it, she checked the cameras first. Surprisingly, nothing looked misplaced or out of the ordinary. It would shortly though. For some reason, objects in the room started moving by themselves, and Olivia was left utterly speechless as to why. Because of this confusion, she contacted her co-worker, called Kelsey, who was on shift the next morning to investigate the interior, staff-only sections of the cafe. She searched for a good 2 minutes to see if she could find any evidence of a human or an animal living in the facilities. This is the footage from her search.
Hi guys, this is Bernice. Jocelyn didn't come this morning to work, but she wants me to give you a tour of the back rooms and the storage. So come on, let's go. Well, this is over here is where the incident happened, which was kind of crazy because when they told me last night, I was like, what the fuck? And obviously people saw another person, but I didn't see no one, and I don't even know how a person can fit in here, you know? So yeah, it's kind of weird. As you can see, nobody can hide in here, so it would be kind of weird seeing someone in here. So let's go upstairs. That's where like we be hearing all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's kind of scary up here, honestly. I don't like it. It gives creepy vibes. And this is your room. Hi, no puedo ver. But over here, like, this is just like place to chill. There's a bathroom. I don't know what the fuck that is. And yeah. So I think here is like where we hear most of this stuff. But I don't know. What do you guys think it might be? I don't know. I'm just new here. All I know is that when something happens to me, I'll be like, give me a raise. And like, I don't like these stairs too, because, man, like, I don't like them. Eesh. What do you guys think? What do you guys think might have happened? Ay, ay, ay. And yeah, so that's the tour. Comment if you want to see more.
Unsurprisingly, she found no one on her adventure and sent it back to Olivia for her to upload to TikTok. This wouldn't be the end of the sage though. Once Kelsey completed her search and found no evidence, Olivia decided to raise the concern to her manager, who gave consent for a full camera check. The manager expected to find nothing and have the employees move on with their days, but something truly was caught and everyone present was left speechless. This happened just as Kelsey left the room during her search, and they started to theorize that the ghost preferred acting when no one was present. To this day, the cafe occasionally captures weird stuff in the room, but at this point they've accepted that it is normality. Randonaut is an app used by many friend groups to go on cool adventures together. The basic concept of the app is to think of something you want to do. For example, go to the park, and it will take you to a random place nearby that satisfies that need. Clearly, these girls were in the mood for a dangerous adventure though, because where it took them was the definition of eerie.
Like they're doing a ritual. Dude, this is real. This is real. This is not a game. This is when we get murdered. Dude, this is not real. Dude, this is not real.
The noises sounded somewhat like a demonic ritual, and the girls decided to stick around and get a TikTok out of it. Unfortunately for us, they weren't brave enough to venture into the building and turned around in fear pretty quickly. What they managed to capture that day was still pretty creepy though. On July 22nd of 2011, a man called Richard was home alone when he experienced one of the creepiest things of his entire life. It was 3 in the afternoon when he heard something drop onto the floor in his kitchen and decided to investigate with his camera. It was at this point that he captured the following video.
Do it again. Wasting my time, it's stopped. Nope, it's removed. Do it again. Just yet. Can you communicate with me, please? I'm throwing stuff around. I don't know if to make it matter if that's because it's a cross or just because it was light or just because I'd drawn around it. Oh, it's getting sketchy. I'm going to go out the car now, open the window. Okay. Yeah, in time.
Strangely, many items in the room started to drop to the floor without anyone else in the house. Richard claims that all the windows in the house were closed at the time, so this couldn't have been caused by the wind. Something else must have been in the room. Things got much creepier when the cross Richard had placed in the room flew to the ground more aggressively than any other item, indicating that the spirit definitely wasn't on the holy side of things. Richard understandably fled the house and waited outside, recording through the window in case something else occurred. However, nothing happened ever again. Could this have been a coincidence, or did a ghost pop in to say hello? I guess we'll never truly know. In this next video, 2 friends have just arrived home from a night out, and one of them decides to go upstairs. This leaves the eldest one, Sophia, alone downstairs. At least she thinks that is the case. The time hits 3 a.m., and Sophia is about to go upstairs to get some rest. However, as she closes the kitchen door, she realizes there was a 3rd friend in the house.
Okay, there's nobody here, right? Nobody here. What is that? Because it is not me. This is me leaving, closing the door. What the fuck is that? And here comes the door back but yet. Hi. What the fuck?
Somehow, the mirror reflected a second person in frame, ahead of Sophia. What makes this weird is that no one is actually in front of her, and the figure can only be spotted when looking into the mirror. Sophia speculates that the person was one of her old friends, Lexi, who unfortunately died in a car crash a year prior. Lexi used to hang out with Sophia and her other friend all the time, so it made sense as to why she decided to appear for the night out. Regardless, it left Sophia spooked, and when she showed her friend the video, they both went to bed in the same room. The following video was recorded in the basement of a young family's home with a couple and their daughter. The family had only recently moved into the house as they had migrated from California to Philadelphia for work reasons, but none of them knew how much this would change their lives. Upon moving into the house, they all noticed strange events happening in the basement, with most of them being self-moving objects. However, it wasn't until the upcoming clip was captured that they had concrete evidence. Take a look.
Like I was saying earlier, most of the stuff does happen down here, and I mean, you can't really, there it is. That's freaky stuff right there, man. Yep, that's what you call it. So that door always swings wide open and it stays open. It doesn't ever close, stay like that. Oh, there you go. Let go of it. Holy crap, that's freaky.
Out of nowhere, a can falls down from the shelves, and the way it does this is very weird. If we zoom into it, we can see that it tilts to the left before actually falling, which is completely unexplainable. Following the can came 2 blue spray paint containers, another white container, and the door even closed itself. The father who recorded the video immediately went to the local church and asked a priest to bless the house, and he got what he wished for. Since the blessing, no paranormal activity has happened in the house, but who knows if it'll come and strike again. During the winter of 2021, an Arab ghost hunter named Hamza was commissioned to search a local residence that had supposedly been haunted for the last 15 years. Every known residence of the house in that time span reported paranormal activity, but it took ages for someone to pay a hunter to come and confirm this. It was 1 a.m. when Hamza arrived on site and went into the building. Little did he know this was going to be one of his creepiest shifts ever.
هذا المكان اللي أبي أروحه يا جماعة. بسم الله بسم الله يا جماعة، لا يكون هذا جنة بنويرة وهذا واحد. شوفوا 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 يا جماعة. يما أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات. يا جماعة، ماني عارف أدخل المكان. شوفوا هذا يطالع يا جماعة، أقسم بالله كأنه يطالع. لازم أدخل وأشوف إيش السالفة.
When inspecting the building before he entered it, something terrifying caught the eye of Hamza. On the second floor of the building, something white could be seen, poking its head around the window and staring at him creepily, and when he acknowledged it, it slowly disappeared behind the blinds. Now, in this situation, the majority of people would call it a day, but since Hamza's job is to hunt spirits, he wasn't fazed by a sighting this poor. Because of this, he decided to enter the building, and what happened when he went inside was shocking.
سبوك. بسم الله. الصوت من وين؟ يا جماعة اختفى الصوت. اختفى الصوت. أعوذ بكلمات لا تمات من شر ما خلق. 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 شوف يا جماعة. لا 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 يا جماعة معلش، أعتذر منكم موقع جديد وأبو خالد مرة بعيد عني، فاستودعتكم الله الذي لا تضيع ودائعه. لا إله إلا الله. يا جماعة هذه طارت هناك. لا في صوت. ورب الكعبة في صوت يا جماعة. حطوا السماعات يا جماعة، حطوا السماعات.
Weirdly, large, heavy footsteps could be heard upstairs when Hamza entered the building, and this resulted in him going upstairs to check it out. When he reached the top of the stairs, he came face to face with a metal pipe across the corridor, except it was no normal pipe. It collapsed without anyone else in the room, leading Hamza to believe he had enough evidence of a spirit. He called his mission a day and reported his sightings back to the house owners. They decided to bless the house, and no updates were given as to whether or not it worked. On a Tuesday night, a police guard called Jay was working on a night shift. His job was to sit in the main office to greet visitors, watch the cameras, and fend off any intruders. But on this night, none of these instances came into play. Jay was just an hour away from finishing his shift at the time this video was filmed, but what CCTV captured really freaked him out. Take a look.
Just look real close. Just look. It's coming from the door, from outside. See it? It's faint. It's real faint. I'm looking at it, I'm like, hold on, let me feel if it's real. It's real. It's cold too. When I put my hand up there by it, it's real cold. Then it went back there towards the door, all the way back there in the back. I'm like, whoa. I wanted to see it went close to me or some shit. I'm like, also ghosts, because ghosts do give out like a cold chill, like when you put like it's like a cold breeze there. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I saw it came from outside too. I'm like, damn. And I wasn't even freaked out. I just wanted to see how it felt. I was like, so that motherfucker cold in the mud. So I saw it. That shit is crazy, man. It's been a while since I seen this, so like I said, it come every now and then, but you have to look real hard though, real hard to see it. It came from here and it went real slow. Just look real hard when you rewind the video.
If you look closely, you can see a faint figure sliding its way through the door into the main office. Fortunately, Jay was lucky enough to have been paying attention, otherwise he would have missed the spirit's entry. Upon seeing it, he decided to reach his hands out to feel its presence, and claimed to have immediately become much colder. When a ghost is in the room, temperatures tend to drop, so all the details added towards a paranormal event. If that wasn't enough to convince Jay though, what the spirit did next definitely was.
Saw that motherfucker. But this one, he did something. This one did something crazy this time. Look at the left. See it? Coming from the left, I see it. Then it start going up towards the exit sign. Then going towards the left, all the way down to the bottom left. And I'm like, the fuck? And it like disappeared or something. Then I started hearing noise down towards that door all the way to the back. I started hearing shit. Then I heard like the door rattle. I was like, what the fuck? I heard the door rattle, man. Oh my God. Like it wanted to go in the back. Like that's the boiler room back there. So I'm like, I'm like, oh hell no. Hell fucking no. My heart was just beating like a I was trying to calm down so bad. I'm like, okay. All right. But that was it, man.
About 5 minutes after entering the building, the ghost made a second appearance, and Jay was much more spooked by it. It started by gliding around the door, again, only faintly being visible. Next, it started making noises around the building to mess with Jay, and this is when he started to get very confused. As if this wasn't enough, the door at the end of the corridor started rattling as if the spirit wanted to enter it, and it was at this point Jay knew something else was definitely in the building. However, it disappeared for a few weeks. Jay reported that he had 2 weeks with no paranormal activity during his night shifts, but of course this ceasefire had to come to an end. It was a fortnight after the initial recording of the ghost that the final video of the saga was captured, and it was the creepiest of them all.
Hey everyone, I'm back. It's been a few things that's been happening, but I wasn't able to record at the time. You know, the normal stuff, like the little white mist showed up and stuff back then. Like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It came from the what's this, the mail room, and it went that way, but I couldn't record at the time. So, but I know y'all probably tired of seeing that anyway, but I saw it, but I was like, damn, the epidemic didn't even stop that motherfucker from showing up. So, well, this is something new that just happened. You know, I'm just, I'll just go through the cameras, see if anything's going on and stuff. But this apartment right here is vacant. This is on the 9th floor. This is vacant. Ain't nobody in there. I don't know. I mean, it probably could be debunked. So it could be the wind or anything, but, or, I don't know, but it just kept, like somebody trying to open it. It could be the wind, I don't know. It probably could be debunked, so I'm just saying it could be explained and it could not be. So I'm just showing y'all something unusual that never happened before. All these other vacant buildings, like vacant apartments that I don't see them move on their own like that. So watch this door right here. Just watch this door. You don't see it move. See? Watch. See? So like somebody trying to open it, see? Look at that shit. Now it could be the wind, I don't know. But has this happened? Have y'all seen stuff like this before? Door trying to open, like bounce, like opening in and out like that. Like that. See that shit? The fuck? But it's been, see, then it stopped. The fuck type of shit is that? Somebody explain that. If not, then that's crazy. But explain that, please.
Strangely, the door was moving in a very peculiar motion which couldn't have been caused by anything natural. Jay tries to play it off as the wind being weird, but wind only goes in one direction, and that door was moving back and forth. If you have any explanation for this door moving, then let me know in the comments, but it's going to be very difficult to convince me. Dolls and toys are considered by many to be the most haunted things on the planet. For some reason, tons of evil spirits such as poltergeists, demons, and skinwalkers love to possess them, and the following video is an example of this. Have a watch.
So, here is a video of me and my son visiting the old storage unit, where I keep all my fancy collectibles. I will say the place is rather frightening, especially the basement level of this facility. And here's the doll you've all been asking for close-ups of. I found this at a swap meet, and I immediately knew this was worth something. I've had a lot of skeptics argue with me, but I do believe it's cursed. And you'll see why in just a moment. And oh yeah, so the workers at the storage place brought me to their office and showed me a video of my unit, saying they heard loud noises inside. They thought it was me, which I surely denied. They wanted proof, so I gave it to them. I've been told it's a poltergeist, which I had no idea what that meant, until I saw a couple of videos online of said phenomena. But just watch the video for yourself. Super creepy stuff.
The man claims that he found the doll at a swap meet and immediately knew it was worth something. It looked extremely creepy and didn't look anything like a children's toy should do. Regardless, the man took the doll, as he collects strange items of its kind, and decided to place it inside his storage unit. Luckily, the place he stored his collectibles at had CCTV within the units, which meant they were able to capture the unexplainable clip. Somehow, the toy moved by itself and scanned the room for things to do. However, it looked disappointed that it was trapped in a unit and immediately dropped back to the floor. It's a good thing they didn't keep it at home. In the following video, Celsa, a married woman, was home alone waiting for her significant other to come home when a very strange sequence of events decided to happen out of nowhere. These events were so weird that Celsa was left scared every time she was home by herself in the future and held this as a lifelong trauma. Now you may think she was exaggerating and that nothing except a tragedy could keep someone that scarred. But that's a very deluded way of thinking. Take a look.
Okay, I've been hearing noises. It's okay, it's okay. Shh, sit down. You scared? Man. Sometimes I'm hearing noises. Sometimes things get thrown off the counter. I just want to make sure that you see nothing because this is really creepy. I'm so over it. Come on, John, hurry up and get home. Can you stop, please? Sometimes things get thrown off the counter. Sometimes the water gets turned on. It's really creepy. Who's it, Lucy? Who is it? I'm probably gonna go live as soon as John gets home so that I'm not scared while I'm recording. I don't want to touch it. That's just the cat box. Yeah, I'm gonna go live as soon as John gets here because I'm creeped out.
At first, she could hear noises coming from the kitchen, which made her and the dog look uncomfortable in the presence of it. After buckling up some courage though, Celsa went into the kitchen and found the drawers moving by themselves, not the sight she would have wished to see in this situation. She panickingly closed them and beckoned for her husband to hurry his way home. It was a long wait, and we weren't updated on what happened next. On an unknown date approximately 10 years ago, a young boy was in his bedroom playing games, when all of a sudden something unexplainable happened in his presence. He was playing with his Mickey Mouse toy set, which was a very popular thing to use back when this was filmed. Regardless though, the experience with the toys you are about to see wasn't particularly fun. Somehow, the tin on the desktop slided off, and no one except the boy was in the room. It was also very clear that no strings or objects were attached to the tin, making the event very hard to comprehend for the child. To this day, he vividly remembers running downstairs and crying to his mom about what happened, but he never got a response as she thought. The boy was too young to understand that he could have shown her the video though, and only today does she realize that she should have offered help. Being in a haunted location is one of the most terrifying places you can find yourself in, and it's very obvious why. You can't even see what's haunting you. However, there are two ways you can be haunted, and the magnitude of fear varies a lot depending on this. First of all, you can be haunted in a building that does not belong to you. This is a much less scary experience because you can leave at any point and avoid the spirits for the rest of your life. On the other hand, you can be haunted in your own four walls, and this fear is incomprehensible. It is a long process to escape a haunting like this, and it makes you feel unsafe in your own home, which is one of the worst feelings on the planet. In the video you're about to see, a couple were in their own house when a spirit decided it was time to shine. An important mental note to make is that the couple had never experienced anything paranormal before, and this experience was very out of the blue. Take a look.
Okay guys, my lights have been flickering for like 2 minutes. We heard a baby crying, and now they won't stop. 2 of the lights blew out. It's... What?
I think I just seen a shadow.
Where? Yo, I think I just literally seen the remote fall. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. I don't want to even move from over here. This is insane. Did you catch it on camera? Is anyone there? The TV's on. The blue light's on. Okay, this is great. What is happening? Hello? Hello? The other lamp just went off down there. Hello? Okay guys, I just cut the video because something literally rolled out of the dark in front of me, and my mom and I still haven't gone down there, so we're just staying in the flickering kitchen.
For a first paranormal experience, this one was of a very high magnitude. From moving objects to flickering lights all the way to device control, the spirit that this innocent couple encountered was extremely active for some reason. After about an hour of constant stress, though everything stopped almost instantly, they are still left wondering why this all happened to date. The following experiment was conducted on September 16th of 2018 and had a lot of meaning to the man doing it. His name was Carl Williams, and he had spent the past 3 months constantly being haunted no matter where he decided to visit, from his home to the park, all the way to his workplace. Paranormal activity seemed to follow him wherever he went, but he never actually decided to get some evidence. Carl believed that filming the ghost would give it too much attention and cause it to mess with him even more. But on September 16th, he knew he had nothing to lose. The test was pretty simple. Carl would place a variety of different objects on the floor and ask the ghost to move them on camera for proof of its existence, and the results were extremely shocking.
Because of the success of yesterday's little object test, I decided I'm going to give this object placement thing another try. I have tried a few items already, before I got the camera out. I was just having a little play. I got a few twitches out of the candle. This one here, this moved around a little bit. Nothing as dramatic as the ball or anything like that. The remote, I'm unsure about. I thought I saw it move, but I wasn't recording or anything, so I can't really verify it. So I'm going to try them both again and just see what we capture. Really, same situation as before. I'm on my own, and I'll try to stay in camera so you know it's not me. Right, we'll start with the candle first, and basically just pop this down here. Okay, if there is anything here, can you please move the candle for me? Anything at all, please move the candle. No, that's strange. I thought that one would work.
Despite the experiment sounding promising in Carl's head, nothing happened, and he was left stunned sitting on the floor. However, as I explained earlier, he had a variety of items to test out, and it would be the second one where he got his evidence delivered.
Not to worry. Okay. Wasn't sure about this one, but I'll give it a go. If there's anything in this... No. See that? There's no strings attached. That one was different. The things it's shifted it before, but it's never just thrown it like that. Yeah, it's weird.
Without even asking the spirit to move the remote, it understood the assignment and launched it. This startled Carl because he claimed that it didn't usually move things in that kind of manner and was ordinarily chill and slid things. Maybe he was right all along. Perhaps filming the ghost did fuel it to new heights. Let me know what you think in the comments. In the upcoming video, YouTube channel Ghostek Paranormal Investigations were making one of their videos, and based on their name, you should be able to guess what this video was. The crew were investigating yet another haunted location. The place in this video was an old location called the Viaduct Tavern and was known for having some of the most poltergeist activity in England. It was a still occupied pub that the YouTube channel paid to have access to for the day, and after they left, they had so much spiritual evidence that the owner was forced to sell the place. Here I'm going to show you one of the unexplainable events that happened on that day, and if you don't believe in ghosts now, you most definitely will afterwards.
was like a door moved. Hello? The sound of a door moves from somewhere nearby. Here is the enhanced audio taken from Static Cam 3 covering the hallway. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Strangely, the group heard the noise of a door opening upstairs, followed by some heavy footsteps. The weird thing was that they were the only people in the building and they had cameras set up to prove that no one was in the corridor where this happened. Do you buy that this capture was real? I most certainly do, but I'm willing to be turned away from my beliefs in the comments. On March 5th, during an unknown year, a family of 4 were fast asleep at night when they were disturbed by the youngest member screaming. She was called Layla and struggled to fall asleep, so decided to have one last play with her dolls before rolling into a slumber. However, something under her bed had a much more different idea to get her tired. You know the saying of monsters being under the bed? Well, this clip perfectly resembles that saying, and next time you hear someone say, "they have them," you'll have to think twice before calling them out for being crazy.
Hey, do you want to play with me? Sure, I'll play with you. So I'm going to play, yeah. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, yum, doo, doo.
Almost like a lure, the girl's singing doll started playing music, and Layla got scared that it would wake her parents up too early. She sneakily climbed out of her bed and tiptoed under her bed, but when she went in head first, something grabbed her. Fortunately, her mother came to save the day. Like any normal and functioning human being, she brought the daughter out and locked the room closed for 2 whole days. However, after a bit of peer pressure, she decided to take her first look under the bed and regretted it dearly.
So I've been getting a lot of questions. People have been asking me, have you been in the room? Have you guys looked under the bed? No, we haven't. We haven't been in the room in the last 2 days. We've been a little scared. is scary now. Oh my god.
As weird as this may have been, the doll moved by its own accord when she looked under the bed, and understandably, the mother dashed back outside and locked the door. Since then, the door has stayed locked, and the family are always in fear that it could escape one day. They are constantly thinking of how to trash it, whilst making sure it doesn't find its way back. Babies are the most innocent people on the planet, and it always hurts to see them being involved in these paranormal videos. They don't deserve it and are too young to understand what is actually going on, which isn't acceptable in the slightest. The video you are about to witness is one where a poltergeist messes with a baby, and it is really upsetting, so beware. Out of nowhere, the sound of blowing could be heard, and the baby's hair moved. What happened here is definitely up for speculation, but I'm certain it was the act of a ghost. The Cortez family were one of the most normal groups of people you could ever imagine. Nothing interesting ever happened in their life other than the odd outing, so they would be the last family you'd expect to see featured on this channel. In the following video, the father of the family was staying up late at night to do some work, when all of a sudden he felt something very off that he couldn't describe. In response to this, he decided to go and investigate downstairs, and what happened was unbelievable. It's important to note that the family was indeed religious and had a wall widespread with crosses for that reason. Whatever caused the following to happen likely hated that fact.
Vamos a ver qué sucede porque esto está muy cabrón. Ya todos están dormidos a la ver. No mames. Es una lámpara que tengo aquí. Se está moviendo bien cabrón. Están las cruces. Chinga. Vamos a ver qué sucede porque esto está muy cabrón. Ya todos están dormidos a la ver. No mames. Es una lámpara que tengo aquí. Se está moviendo bien cabrón. Están las cruces. Chinga.
Strangely, something from the cross display collapsed to the ground without warning, and nobody was there who could have triggered this to happen. Considering this was the act of a spirit and it decided to tamper with a wall of religious art, it led the Cortez family to believe that they were being visited by a demon, but they never got any more evidence after that. Now, in a recent video on the channel, we delved into an adventure by Karim, who somehow found himself in a terrible situation. To summarize, he had become lost and found himself at an abandoned building where he was continuously being led to this little girl's room. During his time inside this room, he had seen some very disturbing things, but none were quite bad enough to make him turn around and try to escape. He was given enough warnings. It was time to give Karim the fright of his life.
Otra vez ruido en la pieza de mi hija. Podrido de los sonidos, los ruidos. Paren un poco, viejo. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué es eso? Las conchas. Yo había apagado la luz ahí. Oh, esto me da muchísimo miedo.
The worst part about that piece of footage was most definitely the noises that the ghost was making. It was whimpering like a little girl, and like we debunked in the last video, this made perfect sense. All around the room were boxes with the name Rebecca on them, which made it very obvious that it used to be the room of a little girl. Perhaps the ghost haunting Karim in this specific moment was that girl, but that's just a theory. After experiencing this, Karim decided to take a step back and have a breather before he entered the building one last time. He wanted to gather as much evidence as possible about the place, and fortunately, he managed to get a tiny bit more clip.
Estoy solo en mi casa y pasa esto. Si tienes miedo no lo mires, al final algo intenta atacarme.
After plucking up the courage to re-enter the building, Karim was greeted by much more demented sounds. Last time he could compare the sounds to something, but this time around they were indescribable, almost like they came from a mythical creature of some sort. Understandably, this was enough to send Karim running to safety, and he eventually came across a main road. He held his hand out until someone pulled over, and he asked them to call his friend to come and pick him up. Luckily, he did. Karim will never walk in that same direction again. Who knows what the spirit would do to him next time. Dogs, as well as cats, are known for having a sense that humans don't have, the sense to visualize beings from the paranormal world. There are countless videos on the internet of families, cute little pets, barking at absolute nothingness for hours on end, and even staring at seemingly walls. A lot of people believe that this is simply an act of boredom and an attempt to keep themselves entertained, but that's just foolish. It's spirits, and if the following video doesn't convince you, then I don't know what will.
That was hella weird. There's literally no way that door just opened by itself. Y'all, like, I really don't get freaked out, but that was really just... That door has a keypad lock on it. Like, and it's actually hard to get in. Dutch, where are you going? Don't leave me. There's like... What? Why did you just jump like that? Why did... Baby! Y'all, do you see her? What the fuck is going on? Yo!
For some strange reason, the dog started barking behind the door, and it looked very stiff. When a dog is stiff, it usually means that it is worried or frightened by something, and whatever was behind the door was likely the cause for this. What worried me was the fact that the poor dog was looking so high up. Whatever that thing was, it must have been massive, and the woman would be insane to not call up the local priest for the job. Let me know what you think about this scenario in the comments, but trust me, I am more than certain that something spiritual was enjoying her garden. CCTV is one of the best installments that someone can install into their home because they are so useful at deterring crime. They can help people look back at footage and see exactly what happened as many times as they would like to, which is huge in catching criminals in the act. However, in the upcoming clip, the woman decided to do this in order to try and find out who caused this phenomenon to happen. To her dismay, this is what she found on the camera. Literally no one. Somehow the curtain moved by its own accord, and the faint whisper of the words, "Get out," echoed next to the camera. This was most definitely the act of something from the paranormal world, but the lady who got spooked by it wasn't able to accept that this was the case. She hired people to dig through everything and try to find any trace of someone or something being there with her that night. But no matter how much money she splashed on these companies, none of them came back with any turnaround. She spent upwards of $300 before finally giving up on the search and deeming herself as crazy. Despite all of that, she still doesn't believe in ghosts. This security guard called Shane was working a night shift at the hospital when one of, if not the creepiest things of his life, happened there and then. According to Shane, the wheelchair in the corridor started periodically spinning at around 2 a.m. and had been for a few weeks. However, no one else on the staff team believed that this story was true. On this fateful night, he took it upon himself to capture the drama unfold and truly prove that he wasn't going crazy, and prove he did, because after this video, no one could deny him.
Come on. Fuck.
See, I fucking don't. No.
As if this piece of content wasn't already unsettling enough, that was the wheelchair ridden by an ex-patient called Sheila, who sadly passed away a few weeks prior. And remember what Shane said about the wheelchair moving, starting at around that time. Regardless of a ghost haunting their corridors, the staff get on with their day-to-day tasks, and it became tradition to say hi to Sheila once you walked past the corridor. They did their best to save her, and it was very saddening to see her death. On the other hand, refreshing to know that she was still living the life. On October 12th of 2017, a Spanish man by the name of Andre was home alone in the living room when he managed to accidentally get something on his camera. He was recording a funny Snapchat for his group chat of friends when suddenly the topic of the video took a huge drift for the worst. Andre described after this event that he would never go near his rhino ornament ever again, and after taking a look, you won't hesitate to agree with his decision, so go on.
Amigos, son a 1:26 de la madrugada y estoy solo, ya van 3 veces que me tocan la puerta a mi casa y relativamente pues yo estoy solo, pero pues la verdad es que sí me da miedo. La neta no sé ni qué onda en mi casa y pues sí me da un chingo de miedo. Les juro. No mames, vete a la verga. No mames, no mames. Vete a la verga. No, neta, vete a la verga. Se acaba de caer esta madre. No mames. No mames.
What made this rather odd was the fact that the rhino landed perfectly and didn't shatter in the slightest. It was a very fragile piece of art, and the seller warned the family to be careful with it. It made absolutely zero sense that it managed to fall from such a height without even a single chip. The leading theory to explain this is that the ghost behind the event quickly placed the rhino on the ground so that no real gravitic potential energy was built up, hence why it didn't lash out when it hit the floor and exploded. It was a close call for the ornament regardless. It was on an online selling website just hours later. In the following video, a woman is sitting in the living room watching her hyper-realistic human dummy that her ex purchased for her. She was in the process of selling it because of how weird it actually was. However, I don't think the dummy was too fond of that idea.
This thing just moved.
Boy, all the talking head would have been screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and sticking fork in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, getting a division win. Let's see how they win that moving forward. Look, there's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're down, you don't care if it's by 5 or it's going to be like, you're just happy that you moved to 2 or 2. The injury to Parsons, and we don't know anything at this point, he just left by a car with a gun shooting ball. How do you assess what that man needs to do? The defense is struggling, but it clearly got better if he's not healthy. That would be, if he's missing any significant time out of it, he's that better. He's a better player.
Oh my God. The door just moved.
33
proposed 100 affordable housing laws, including many
early on, much more involved, particularly
the safety over the top, and you'll see right down here. A free personal
Suzuki dessert. An entree plus 3 desserts, just $13. That's a sweet deal. Sure, that's what I meant. We weren't able to pick a single way. There's a lot involved.
Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch.
Strangely, the dummy's hand moved by its own accord, indicating the possession of the toy. The woman claimed that this wasn't a first-timer, and it had done stuff like this in the past. Very creepy. The following video was captured and uploaded to YouTube by a user deemed as Mr. Spouter, who doesn't usually record any paranormal videos. He had been living in the same house for over 5 years, and had never experienced anything that he would consider to be strange or paranormal. As we all know though, trends and patterns always come to an end, and it was definitely the end of this one. It was 3 a.m. at night when it was filmed, and no one can explain it to this day. Take a look.
Something banging then. Something was banging. I'm talking to myself. Something was just banging. Like, on my stairs. Dusty as fuck. I'm being a pussy. Go on, you fucking pussy. What the fuck? Is that a nib as well? What was that? What the fuck? Fucking something there. What the fuck?
Now, during the clip, you couldn't actually see what happened to Mr. Spouter, but he made sure to explain it in a later upload. He claimed that something or someone pinched him as he was looking down the stairs, but to no surprise, he didn't convince anyone and was called a faker. Regardless though, that was only 50% of the video, and something much more convincing was showcased.
Freaking myself out, man. Fucking hell. Calm down. What the fuck was that? What's that? What the fuck? Something up there. What the What the
I can't quite decipher what the item was, but something slid across the cupboard by its own accord. This must have been impossible without any strings attached to it, but no matter how far we zoom in, nothing can be seen attached to it. This was 100% the act of a ghost, but feel free to argue against that in the comments. These two women were looking to sell their house and move into a new one, so they decided to go around the area in search of a one-floor cottage. In the clip, you're about to be exposed to the duo searching an old house that was very cheap on the market, but would take some upgrading. Fortunately, they both enjoyed decorating and transforming houses though, so it would have been no problem if they actually followed through with the purchase. Why didn't they? Well, Have a watch and find out for yourself.
Muitos anos, não me acostumei mais.
Mesmo sem querer vir.
Essas coisas existem. Meu pai.
Olha, tá vendo aí, ó. Faz tempo. Misericórdia. Ai, pera ainda. Eu vi.
Mulher, o que foi isso? Pelo amor de Deus.
Tava balançando aí.
Ai,
não. Ô, Tico.
Ai.
Olha.
Ui. Mulher.
Olha. Ai, misericórdia ali, ó. Eita, meu Jesus. Eu vou dizer um negócio, viu? Olha. Eu vou dizer a tu. Eu tô toda arrupiada.
Meu Deus do céu, o que foi aquilo, mulher? Tu viu?
Understandably, the duo sprinted out of the house as quickly as they possibly could and confirmed that they were not going to be buying the cottage. When the owner asked them why this was the case, they showed him the video and he was genuinely in shock. The house had never seen anything like that in the past, and he apologized for putting it on the market in that state. They accepted this apology and left. If you were to visit a haunted house, what would be the last room you would consider visiting? Let me know in the comments, but I know that there is only one correct answer to such a question: the basement. The basement is known for being the epicenter of paranormal activity in most places because it is so tucked away. The majority of haunted videos come from this type of room, and that statistic keeps on becoming stronger, fortified by the following video. It was taken at 10 p.m. and the filmer, Joshua, heard noises coming from the basement whilst he was tucking his daughter into her bed. He was brave. He went to investigate.
Hello? I'm gonna turn on the light. All right? Hello? Hello? No. Okay. I heard something. Nothing? Is anyone there? Whoa, Jesus!
Weirdly, the closet slid across the floor by itself, and it was clear that nothing triggered this. The fact it was clear helped that conclusion come around. However, there was no concrete evidence that this was the case. It just kind of made sense, so the family stuck with it. Due to this, they couldn't get anyone to come and try to get rid of the ghost because there was no real evidence of one being there, at least not during that current moment. A few days later, at the exact same time, which was already odd enough, Joshua heard more noises from down in the basement whilst he was upstairs and decided to take a look again. This time, he filmed something much more severe.
The following footage was recorded after hearing voices from upstairs. Please be advised, the images that you see may be disturbing.
I heard some noises again. Hello?
No! Let's watch that again, here, and slow it down. Here is a close-up image of the figure that was seen walking across the doorway at the bottom of the stairs. This image can still not be explained.
It doesn't even take a zoom in to notice that there was a shadow figure walking past the door, clearly trying to freak Joshua out. It succeeded if that was its mission. After seeing this, he locked the door to the basement with a padlock and wooden barriers before finally contacting the church to come and help. This was the last update we were given. Lamine, a young boy in college known for sharing his name with soccer player Lamine Yamal, was left home alone by his parents one night as they wanted to go to a hotel and have some alone time. They had been talking about having another child for quite some time, and Lamine really wanted a brother, so he was happy that this was finally going to come about. Little did any of them know, though, that this would turn out to be the creepiest night of Lamie's life so far. It was 4 a.m. when this video was captured, and he had been woken up by the noise of a rattling door. Lamine was in fear because perhaps burglars were taking advantage of his parents not being home. However, after what was about to happen, he was wishing that that was the actual case.
Estaba jugando a la PC. Si escuchan, literalmente me estaban golpeando la puerta. Me están golpeando la puerta, mejor dicho. Miren, no hay nadie del otro lado. No hay nadie del otro lado. Tengo las luces prendidas como me dijeron, tengo todo ahora. Pero quiero que vean que acá no hay nadie. Tengo todo, pasó todo. Grabé del otro lado y todo.
After opening the door, he found that nobody was on the other side, and when he decided to just go and play on his PC until his parents came home, he heard a bang. Understandably, for his young age, he ran to his bedroom and hid under the covers until he fell fast asleep. His parents arrived home the next day, and nothing similar happened since. Security cameras are a useful device set up in most buildings across the globe. They excel in deterring thieves and criminals in general from doing things that they shouldn't, because if they do, it'll all be on camera, and hence it becomes easy to bust them. There is one type of species that is not intimidated by the presence of these cameras, though, and it happens to be the creatures from the paranormal world. Ghosts live in no fear of security cameras because they are invisible and don't pay the consequences even if they do get caught in the act. The one in the following video definitely took advantage of this.
Hittek el már megint mi történt a mai live alatt? Konkrétan a kutya fél órán át valamit ugatott a nappaliba, egy árnyat, konkrétan vissza kellett nézni a lakásban a kamerákat, hogy mi az Isten volt, nézzétek meg ti is, nagyon para, azóta Zafi be van fosva. Már konkrétan több mint fél éve érzékeljük ezeket a szellemjárásokat, és fogalmam sincs, hogy mit csináljunk. Nagyon para, srácok.
At first, you could see the dog barking at utter nothingness, which left everybody in a state of confusion. However, just moments after a shadow glided across the room and the chair moved by itself. Very spooky indeed. After reviewing this footage, the woman, Sienna, refused to believe that it was a ghost and got on with life like nothing happened at all. She would regret this very soon, though. Over the next few days, not much happened, other than the fact the entrance to one of her storage areas fell off down the stairs. This was strange in itself, because it was screwed on very well, but Sienna didn't pick up on the oddness about it. She spoke to her boyfriend and asked him if he could fix it for her, but he said she should take a look inside first. For all they knew, there could have been a squatter making the place their home, and they didn't want to deal with anything like that. Listening to her boyfriend, Sienna took her phone camera and investigated. What she found was definitely unexpected.
És az esetleg ide?
Igen, az ott volt lent.
Hát ilyen szervizalagút szerintem.
Ja, de ilyen több is van a lakásban.
A szobába is.
Meg a madaras szobába is van.
Le tudsz szedni, vagy?
Nagyon hideg jön, de nem látok be. Szerintem fel kell emelni.
Ugasson meg. Erre a kamerát ezt felemellek. látszik? Látszik semmi. Lakik ott benne valaki, tudod. Az mi? Az micsoda? Ez fel van akasztva ennyi.
Az egy papa.
És látszik valami.
Itt is van egy, de ezt nem tudjuk kinyitni. A stúdióban is van egy ilyen pici ajtó.
For some very odd reason, 3 sticks were hung by string at the entrance, and the last time they entered, there was nothing like this. Something of that sort cannot happen naturally, so someone must have tied them together. The real question beckoning their minds now was who. There was only one way to find the answer to such an open-ended question, though. The couple had to be brave and enter the secret room together to give it a proper search. They grabbed a torch and their phones before clambering into the tiny hole. This is what happened inside.
Vettünk 2 zseblámpát, hogy lássunk a járatba, és azt mondtátok, hogy nem mozdítsuk el a voodoo papát, úgyhogy ahhoz nem fogunk hozzányúlni. Én nem akarok előre menni.
Akkor megyek én előtte meg. Jössz mögöttem és világítasz. Akkor nem érünk hozzá.
Csak óvatosan.
Jössz? Itt van valami előttünk.
Itt el tudunk menni?
Szerintem ja. De vigyázz a tiszta pókáló minden. Nagyon szűk a hely. Aha. Mi volt ez?
Nézd, baba, annyira hideg van, hogy látszik a leheletem.
Azt a kurva.
Úristen, mi az ott? Világíts gyorsan oda.
Hol?
Ott.
Jézusom, menjünk.
Hol lesz a voodoo baba? Eltűnt.
De madzag még itt van. Foglald össze.
Nem tudom, hogy ti láttátok a videón, de volt ott valaki. És a voodoo babát sehol sem találtuk. Mióta kijöttünk, Zafi folyamatosan ugatja a járatot.
Strangely, a pale-looking object dashed into cover once they pointed their flashlight on it. Unfortunately, it wasn't visible for long enough to uncover what it was, but be my guest and let everyone know in the comments if you think you have an answer. Making things even more unsettling, the dog would continuously bark at the entrance night and day, which made things difficult. Sleeping at night was very hard, and enjoying the daytime was even worsely barricaded. Not as badly as the entrance to the secret room, though. After realizing that something was living in there, the boyfriend took his hammer and some wooden planks and shut the door tight, making sure that even if a human was on the other side, it wouldn't be able to break itself free. This plan backfired horrendously, though, and here's why. Somehow, the spirit managed to escape the room and cause havoc all around the household, which confirmed to the couple that they were indeed being haunted by something. This had never happened to them before, and they had no idea how to react to it, and they still don't to this day. On September 10th of 2022, Celsa, a 26-year-old mother of two, decided to send her oldest daughter to get some cleaning supplies. She had drawn all over her bedroom door, and Celsa was far from impressed with her, so it was only right that the daughter went and got the items necessary. However, after finding out what happened once she went down there, I bet Celsa would have done it herself in a heartbeat.
Mom! Where is it? Okay. Oh, it's right here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mama! The door is open again! Oh my god!
Strangely, the drawer opened itself right in front of the camera, which took the young girl by surprise. She quickly turned back on herself and ran to her mother, who comforted her straight away. They had experienced many things over the past week, so they started to notice that it was becoming a common pattern. The family didn't like to publicize too much though, so decided to leave the story there. We can only pray that they are now doing well. These two cafe workers were the last in the building and were designated the task to close. Closing took a while there because there were several things that needed to be turned off and a lot of seating that needed bringing inside, so the crew took it in turns every day. The night before, Stephen, the manager of the store, claimed that he saw a shadow in the corridor and that he was too frightened to close that night, despite it being his turn. He offered the duo in the video an extra $50 if they took the task, and expectedly, they did. I doubt they would have if they knew what happened on the next page of their story, though.
Okay, guys. Oh, I fucking didn't start. We're gonna mess with the ghost tonight. I just wanted to update my TikTok and Instagram people. So I just started TikTok again. We're gonna do some, like, I don't know, I don't want to call it summoning, but we're gonna see what we can do tonight and mess with some ghosties.
Yeah!
Some ghosties. Manifesting, we're gonna have an experience. Okay. Strong.
Yeah.
So this has been going on for the last 15 minutes. We were talking to the spirit, and I guess we gave it too much energy, and now things are getting worse. She thinks I'm somehow messing with her, but we are so behind on closing. Like, we have to still clean so much stuff. No. And they just won't stop. Like, the spirits won't give us a break right now. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'm literally out of breath. I'm so nervous right now. Okay, so this is what we deal with here at Swirls. It's currently 11:18 and we're still not home. And okay, there was a sound right there, and I guarantee I just saw a shadow. I hope I caught that. See? I don't get it. Is there a reason that you're doing this right now?
Dude, the light switch is here, like.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, this is our main panel.
Okay, stop.
Okay, chill. Okay, so this is what I... No way. Bro, like, I just caught that literally right in front of me. I literally just caught that in front of me. No one is here. Okay, come to the front now. Come on. Yeah, you... Okay. See, this is what I don't like. I hear footsteps from the attic right now. I'm literally still hearing it.
I literally just saw a shadow.
A shadow where?
By the, like, down the wall.
What's going on? Okay, now music's on. don't understand this. I really don't. Oh my god. 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 Okay, we need to get the lights on. Please come with me. Please come with me. Please go to the switch. Go to the main panel. Just go to the main panel. Okay, turn them on. Turn them on. Turn them on.
Items all around them in the storage room started to fall, and it got to the point where it was genuinely dangerous. As they were running out, the woman screamed, and we didn't actually get to see why. However, we were told in a later piece of content. Apparently, a mirror launched off the wall directly at her, but she was able to duck in time, making things even weirder, though it didn't smash, despite such a high drop. It defied physics, and nobody knows how to this day. Moving to a new house can be both exciting and stressful. The excitement comes from the anticipation of a new life elsewhere, but the nerves can often conquer that feeling. How safe will the area be? Will my kid make friends? What if the house isn't as nice as we thought? They are just 3 stressful thoughts that fill the minds of new house purchasers. In the upcoming video, though, it was none of these factors that put them off. It was something much worse. The child was aged 3 years old and was well past the age of stumbling while doing something as simple as launching leaves. As well as this, the motion of which he collapsed was very unnatural and wouldn't have happened because of anything else other than a shove. This video was the one that drew the line for the mother, and she decided that the family would be moving houses just 7 months after moving in. And you can't really blame her for that decision, and the husband didn't either. They followed through with her decision and moved from the rural house to a more urban one, where they felt safer with people all around them. The busy roads and streets made sure that they always had humans nearby who could help if something went wrong. God forbid that they actually needed it. They settled into the new house much faster than the old one and felt truly at home, but little did they know that their old friend got into the car with them. Unlike last time, the spirit didn't try to harm the child, but seemingly tapped him, or something along those lines. The kid quickly turned round in response to the sudden contact, but there was no one other than his mother, who was 5 feet away. This was the last known footage of what we will call the shover incident, but if anything else comes up, I'll make sure to include it in a future video. Subscribe so you don't risk missing it. In the following video, a plumber by the name of Corbin Finn was hired to investigate an old urgent care building for leakages. The company who owned the building closed down before the Texas freeze for an unpublicized reason, but that was the least of Corbin's concerns. He was being paid by another company, a restaurant chain to be specific, to come and fix any leaks that were causing the facility to flood. They were very interested in opening a franchise in that location, so wanted it in top-notch condition as quickly as they possibly could. They clearly needed to find a ghost hunter first, though, because what Corbin came across was completely unexplainable for someone who knew nothing about spirits.
All right, I'm working in an old urgent care that just got shut down. It got shut down before the freeze here in Texas. I'm not sure why it closed down, but it's pretty spooky. I'm supposed to be looking for a leak in here. This bathroom, creepy hallway. Real spooky place. Another bathroom. This is a second two-story building. This used to be the elevator shaft right here. I guess we're taking the stairs. I guess meditation class used to be upstairs. Had to put your shoes in this little cubby. After some further investigation, there's no one else in this building. I fucking heard someone go down those stairs though. So, I guess this was the meditation room. There's a lot of natural lighting in here. I probably don't need the flashlight right now. Here's the top of the elevator shaft. You can't fucking see anything down there. So here's the meditation room. Kind of looks like the fucking back rooms. It looks very culty. There's a stage up here. It looks like a couple of altars next to them. Creepy. Okay, now I'm getting the fuck out of here. That was it.
It doesn't take high-level ears to detect the noises that Corbin heard whilst he was in the building, specifically the one in the meditation room. After this spooky experience, he ran out of the site and called the restaurant manager to tell them he wouldn't go in again until they had a ghost hunter scan the place. Since ghost hunters cost a lot of money though, the chain rejected the proposal and decided to find a better plumber, which they did. The franchise is currently in the same location and running strongly with no paranormal captures. Dogs, along with cats, are known for several things that humans all love. They are cute, they are cuddly, and they are the perfect domestic animals. But they also have one more feature, which is considered to be highly subjective. They can see, or at least sense, a paranormal presence. Everyone knows that these creatures have much better senses than humans, so it does make sense that they can spot light patterns that we can't. That is the reason why so many people truly believe that they can see these spirits. Regardless of what you believe or not though, this video is very disturbing and really freaked out the woman behind the camera. She claimed that she had never felt so uncomfortable in a room with her beloved dog, and she hoped to never feel that way near him again. Take a look.
Bruh. What do you see? Oh my god. What? Girl? You're gonna get me scared.
The dog became very stiff, which is a sign of discomfort and stress. It was also looking down on something, presumably trying to maintain the higher ground. A very strange sequence of actions for a dog to take when there was seemingly no threat in the room. Let me know what you gather from this clip in the comments, but my beliefs won't change. There was definitely a poltergeist in the bedroom. This man was innocently showing off his new fish to the internet when an uninvited guest decided to take a first-hand look. The man, Thomas, had purchased 4 fish and put them all into a tank to try and educate his children on how to look after things. He gave them both jobs to do with maintaining the pets and hoped they would do them well to keep the sea creatures alive. But they didn't even go 10 minutes without a big problem happening. Take a look.
Alright guys, got some new fish. Pretty big tank as well. There's currently 2 black ones, 2 gold ones. I've called them Goldie number 2, a black one, and if you guys have any suggestions for names that... What the f... What the f...
Now at first, it was very hard to visualize what went wrong in this video, but since you're watching Haunter, it will slow down for you. There were fingers on the other end of the tank, and once Thomas acknowledged them, they slipped back behind the door. Instinctively, he decided to go and search the house to find out who it was, but to his dismay, no one barring him was home. Later that day, just 20 minutes before the wife and kids were scheduled to come back home, Thomas was watching television when this spirit decided to make a second appearance of the night. It may have been less severe, but it further made him freaked out by his own home. Have a watch.
Alright guys, so I just thought I'd record a video. I'm home alone. I've been hearing like occasional like banging noises every few days. It's quite late at night, it's like about 1 AM now. I heard a couple of sort of banging. Sometimes it sounds like footsteps, like in the last 10 minutes. Sorry, my camera, by the way, keeps defocusing. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just thought I'd record to just try and like catch any. Fucking hell, man.
The loud echo of footsteps started ringing around the house, and Thomas was left absolutely stumped as to what caused it. He beckoned his audience to let him know in the comments, and I do the same to you. Make sure to comment what you think caused it, and like whilst you're down there, so more people can see Thomas's story. The YouTube channel called An Everyday Canadian posted tons of cultural videos highlighting the beauty of his country, Canada. He would upload quite frequently, and his audience were very fond of him. However, one day, a very strange video was posted to the channel. His audience expected the usual fun and games around Canada that he always brought to the table, but this time, he strayed away from that vibe very much. Take a look.
Hey guys, An Everyday Canadian. I was upstairs and I'm hearing banging. Now, I just did the laundry not too long ago. I know it's not the laundry machine because I know what it sounds like. And there is literally sounds coming in my basement right now, and it's freaking me out. Kids are upstairs asleep, and I'm gonna go down and check right now. This is freaky right now because I rarely go in my basement. It's an unfinished basement. Holy shit! Oh, what the f is that sound? Like, holy shit! Like, I don't even want to go down there. Fucking dark. Hold on, guys. Let me just get my light on here quick. Holy shit. This is freaking me out. Holy shit. Oh, God. I hate basements. My laundry machine just stopped. It's just me in the basement. Holy crap. What the f was that? What the f?
Now this was a very believable clip, because An Everyday Canadian had been super reliable in the past. As well as this, it was very clear that no one else was located in the basement at that time, making it near impossible for this to have not been a spirit. Sometimes the most unexpected people are chosen to be haunted, and in the case of An Everyday Canadian, this was definitely accurate. On September 7th of 2024, Mario Ramsey, an adventurous man known for his bravery, decided to visit an abandoned hospital alone. He had wanted to visit this place for quite some time, but unfortunately, none of his friends had the same idea of fun. Mario was initially going to back out of the plan, as it would be dangerous to go in alone. However, one of his friends said they would pay him $100 if he visited the hospital at 3 AM. Mario thought this would be the most free money of his life, so off he went. He couldn't have been more wrong. If you look closely, a human figure could be seen at the window staring back at Mario. What made this exceptionally weird was the fact that a raging fire was behind this person. It left Mario wondering how they weren't injured or attempting to escape. He stayed there for a few moments and debated calling the fire services. in case this really was a real person. Moments after, though, it disappeared and didn't reappear again. In the following video, we are brought to a local Asian mine shaft, which has a very interesting backstory behind it. It was initially created in the 1800s by the British Empire to mine resources for their people. However, it was very quickly shut down due to reports of something or someone dangerous being in there. Once the British rule ended in the country, they decided they would reopen the mine as whatever was inside there must have died, and they needed more coal anyways. Thousands of workers found themselves down there every single day, and they all had their suspicions. However, only one had the guts to investigate late at night.
Muchos dicen que el tío, el monkey, no existe. Pero mi gente, sí existe. Yo he estado durante muchos años en la mina y siempre he querido encontrarme, pero nunca tuve esa oportunidad. Pero tengo esa fe de que sí me voy a encontrar, mi gente. Cayó piedra. ¿La escucharon? ¡Qué miedo! ¿Escucharon? ¡Qué miedo! ¿Escucharon? Cayó piedra. ¿La escucharon? ¡Qué miedo! ¿Escucharon? ¡Qué miedo!
Strangely, a distinct moan could be heard from down the mine, and the miner was adamant that no one else was down there with him. There wasn't anyone on shift, and you needed a keycard to access the mine. None of the workers would voluntarily go down there. To this day, the man has no idea what he encountered that night, but he is a strong believer in what people call the monkey. He knew that something lived there, but no one else did. In the heart-wrenching video that you are about to watch, the wife of Jorge Luis Cruz, who we have discussed on this channel before, undertook the ritual to cleanse the house of all evil. If you have watched some other videos on this channel, you'd know that the Cruz family had gone through a lot of paranormal activity over recent times, and it was not slowing down. The only right option was to perform a sage. Regardless of how good this idea sounded, though, it didn't end in cheers and celebrations. Quite the opposite came from it.
Dude, what the fuck? Fucking hate it here! Oh my god, leave us the... Oh, fuck you!
As she progressed into the dining room, an object unexpectedly fell from the table. Shortly after this, a small portable table collapsed, followed by a plate descending from the stand in the TV room. These events further stressed out the family and really tipped them over the line. This was the moment that they decided to officially sell the house, and they haven't updated their newfound audience since. If you were to be asked what the scariest place in the entire world is, then what would your answer be? Let us know in the comments. I guarantee that there will be a wide array of answers, all the way from theme parks to islands. But the one you are about to see is much, much scarier. Meet Bilal, a newly set up ghost hunting business who started once he got fired from his work. He hated spirits from the bottom of his heart and was frightened in their presence. Unfortunately though, he needed to undertake this role to put food on his family's table. The following video came from his first ever ghost hunt, and it's safe to say that it didn't go very well. Have a watch for yourself.
Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. الله أكبر 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 لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله أكبر 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 الله أكبر. بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله يا الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله. الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. شو اسمه هذه؟ يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما شيء من علمه إلا ما شاء وسع كرسيه.
In case you didn't know, spirits feed off the fear of their victims, and the fear of Bilal severely empowered this one. It was able to move objects as large as a table, which required a sheer amount of energy, just showing how dangerous the ghost was during this encounter. Bilal got paid for his task, as he found enough evidence, but immediately revoked his business. He is still trying to find employment to this day. But what actually happened to the family living in that house? After receiving Bilal's report, they knew that the house was haunted very badly and couldn't just leave it be. They decided to hire a more experienced ghost hunter to come and repent the spirit from their house, and the upcoming clip shows exactly how that went.
Pois é, minha gente, tô aqui. Consegui pegar a chave do véi, que ele tava sem querer deixar nós vir fazer vídeo aqui de novo. Consegui pegar a chave, que a outra cópia tá com drive e eu esqueci de pegar. Vou entrar aqui na casa grande, sozinho em Deus. Sozinho em Deus, ó. Vou aqui gravar o vídeo, vou virar a câmera do celular. E vocês acompanhem aí que se acontecer ou não acontecer, eu vou postar o vídeo do mesmo jeito. Então é isso aí. E segura aí que eu vou virar a câmera aqui pra vocês acompanhar melhor. O medo, eu já tô com medo, não vou mentir. Olha, toda vez que o cabo entra, a câmera já fica querendo. Deixa eu ligar aqui a lanterna. Fica querendo desfocar, tá vendo? Mesma rotina. Tem nada. E o mais ruim é entrar aqui pra dentro. É a parte mais ruim. É chegar aqui. Ó, a câmera aqui querendo. Tá vendo? Ó. Oi! Oi, meu Deus do céu!
Despite having much more experience under her belt, Bilal's fear had given the ghost so much power that not even she could fight back against it. She informed the family that this was the case and that their only hope was having a priest visit the residence. They are currently in the process of making this happen. On July 13th of this year, a couple had just finished decorating their new home and were now trying to get settled. During the clip you're about to see, the sister of the wife was also there, and she was the one behind the counter in the kitchen. She lived very close to the couple and decided to pop in and see how everything was going. Little did she know that there was a fourth person in the house with them, and it wasn't someone that would be considered welcome. Take a look. Now at first, it is quite difficult to understand what went wrong in this clip, but I'll make it easy for you. If you look closely at this second of the video, the hair of the sister got tugged back by something or someone, and there was nothing in sight. Unexplainability at its finest. In the following video, a young man woke up his grandpa because he heard whistling coming from the basement. At first, he assumed that someone had broken into his grandpa's house, but after what they came across downstairs, that couldn't be further away from the answer. The man was staying at the house because his grandpa had just gotten out of hospital, and the doctor advised that a family member should move in for the week to keep an eye on him. Little did he know that this would lead to one of the worst encounters of his life.
¿Qué pasa? Déjame ver.
¡Abuelo! Cálmate. Estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase su voluntad. ¡Ay! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ay! Ábrele, a ver quién es. Ábrele.
No pasa nada.
Ay, abuelo.
No hay nada.
A ver, ve, fíjate. ¡Ay! ¡Otra vez, abuelo! ¡Es un pinche mono! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ciérrale! ¡Llámale a la policía! ¡Saca tu teléfono!
Calmado.
Tengo miedo.
If you watched the clip carefully, a black silhouette could be seen not once, but twice, poking its head around the door. This understandably sent fear through the duo, who had no clue how to react to something this strange, and they eventually left the house and took a drive to calm down. They never unlocked the basement again. Paranormal YouTube videos are a huge part of the platform, and you're on that section right now. Every single day, new paranormal videos are released to the internet, and they always spark a lot of controversy. The one you're about to watch was no different. It was filmed in the facilities of an abandoned swimming pool, which was closed due to being sued by a family. 12 years before this video was filmed, a young child drowned there in the supervision of 3 lifeguards, which was not a good look at all. The family of the boy took all of their finances. The pool is still regarded to be haunted by the child, who suffered their fatality in the depths, and the following group were very brave to give the place a visit. Have a watch.
Algo se movió allá. Alumbra. Alumbra. Alumbra, güey. Yo vi que algo corrió. ¿Ya viste? ¿Qué es eso? Abajo. Entre la puerta. A ver, cierra eso. Vamos a cerrar eso.
If you look extremely closely, 2 figures could be seen on the opposite end of the swimming pool, and once the man removed his flashlight from them, they disappeared at second glance. The real question raised from this sighting is who was the second ghost? As I previously explained, there was one death in the facility, and everybody knew that the victim haunted the place, but their accomplice, no one knows, and I doubt they ever will.